Hello, wonderful students, and welcome to your first week in English 101. I'm Christina Terabicas, and I'm going to be your instructor for the next 10 weeks this summer. So I wanted to just kind of welcome you to the class, let you see my face, because in an online class, sometimes we forget that there are people actually behind all of these assignments and these readings and this feedback. And so this is who you're going to be dealing with for 10 weeks, and I'm so excited to welcome you to our course and to get you on board through our journey through English 101. So this video is going to be a series of videos that are going to pop up every Sunday for you. What I'm going to do in each video is essentially just take you through the assignments so that you can see what's coming up, maybe get some tips on how to plan your week, and to see what pages of information go with which assignments. So essentially what this is all about is just kind of giving you a little bit of extra instruction to really help you solidify your information, help you plan throughout the summer for your assignments, and to kind of understand how the course works, where we're using our textbook, which is our Brightspace course here, right? And how we're going to apply that to all of our assignments coming forward. As I said in our beginning video, I always grade on the assignments, right? Well, I grade your assignments, duh, but I always grade according to what you've learned in our reading. So that's what these videos are going to do. They're just going to help give you some tips and tricks, how to complete the assignments, how to plan for your course. So let's get started. So again, I'm on my homepage. You'll see the week 1 homepage pop up in a second. If you have not read the first welcome announcement, it's a little lengthy, but it's a welcome announcement, right? So it just gives you some tips of things to make sure that you can do to get yourself started. And then, of course, it tells you to watch your course orientation videos and go through all of the Start Here, Your Journey Begins information. So what my expectation is for you to literally go through and read every one of these pages to make sure that you know exactly where to find your information in order for you to be prepared, so that if you have questions and you don't have to wait for, if the information is already in the course, you don't have to wait for me to get back to you, okay? So that's what you'll be doing. By the end of the week, you will be completing the Week 0 Start Here quiz, which is based on all of that information, okay? That includes all of our student services information, our student resources, in order to get you started. Okay, so if I'm looking again at our home page, this is what I would do. Read my announcement, and then go ahead and click right here on the course schedule. The course schedule is like your Bible. This is everything that you will always need, and it will always give you some extra information to help guide you through the week. So when we click on the course schedule, you have your directions here, and as you know, all of our modules are split up into ready, set, and go, okay? So when the module is assigned like this, week 1, that means that you'll go through all of the readies, which is your instruction, all of the sets, which is your kind of practice, so like in an online course, you learn the material, or excuse me, in a face-to-face course, you learn the material and then you practice a little bit, right, with the teacher, and then you do your assignment. So the course is set up the exact same way. So you'll do all the ready, sets, and goes for this, and then we can move forward. So right here is the information that you're going to be doing in week 1. You're going to be completing the Start Here, Your Journey Begins information. And once you have completed this part, then go ahead and take the Week 0 Start Here quiz, okay? That's going to be due Wednesday night at midnight. Well, 11:59, right? Then what I want you to do is I want you to get started on our reading, because you're going to need it for your annotation assignment and your paraphrase assignment. So the first thing I want you to do after you've done all of the week 0 stuff, all of the course orientation stuff, is you can go ahead and click here on reading 1, or you can go into content, and right here where it says where are my course readings, you can go right here as well. So if something doesn't work in the schedule, then you can always go into the content and just use this information. Reading number 1 is right here for you. It popped up. And so I'm going to go into the Google Doc part, and essentially I'm going to read this through one time. Okay? So now we've done start here. We're going to do our first reading, and we're just going to sit on that for a second. The next thing that you're going to do is then you are going to go through week 1 and go through the modules. So what I'm going to do is show you which pages go with which assignment. So if we click on week 1, okay, and keep our course schedule up here, what you'll do is you can use these guided notes. You can print them out or you can use them online. These guided notes help you chunk the information, and they help you just kind of get the basic main ideas of the information that you're reading here. So essentially, it's just like taking notes if you were in a face-to-face class. Sometimes I do assign them. This week I do not, but make sure that you're kind of using them to help you along, because it really does help keep you on track. Now, what I'll do is I will first read critical reading perspectives, okay? And this is just telling you how to start to look for things, what critical thinking is, looking at information, how to start to think about our writer, right? And where the writer might be coming from. You might even, after you've already read reading number 1, you might also start to kind of answer questions in your mind as to what you think our writer, what stakeholder might she be? What is her perspective? So where does she belong in this information? The next thing then I would do is I would look over main ideas and annotating text. Now, what you're going to do is essentially make sure that you read through how to find the main idea, right? Now, we've done this over and over again since we were kids. But again, all of this course is designed to give you that refresher, but to also bump up your learning to really college level reading. Because in college, we approach text just a little bit differently than just reading and saying, do we like it or not? We're really getting into the nitty-gritty of these readings, and so it's important to kind of remind yourself of how to find the main idea. You'll learn the steps on how to do this. You can practice a little bit, and then you can watch the video and move forward into annotating. Now, critical reading, main ideas, and annotating are the 3 pages that you will need in order to complete your first assignment, or really your second assignment, but your first kind of week 1 assignment for our course, the annotation assignment. In this assignment, I'm not going to go over it in here because the directions are already stated, and I've also provided a video for you so that you can go over and see exactly what the expectation is. I linked the sample to you as well, so you should be good to go, okay? So make sure that you go through all this material so that you know how to annotate, and then you're good to go by Wednesday, all right? Draw a line under it. Then what you need to do is you need to kind of get yourself built up then to be able to complete the paraphrase assignment and the understanding plagiarism quiz. If I look at week 1, that means that paraphrasing and citing quotes and paraphrases, these 2 pages are the pages you will use in order to complete the paraphrase assignment, okay? So what I would do is kind of chunk all of that information, get everything done by Wednesday that needs to get done, and then take a breather, and then before Sunday, make sure that you go through the paraphrase and the citing quotes and phrases. Now this part is going to take you through APA and APA citation. And we're going to get into that in just a second. But these 2 pages, again, for the plagiarism quiz. Now, the last thing that, for the paraphrase assignment. The last thing that you'll need to do is a plagiarism quiz. This quiz is open book, open notes, okay? So what I would do is I would go into plagiarism here, read over the information, and maybe have it open while you're looking at the quiz, all right? Take the quiz, submit it, and you're good to go. Now, what I would do also for plagiarism is I would also take a look at the need more, want more in this one, because it really does help you avoid plagiarism. And you'll need that really for paraphrasing and for everything that we're doing in week 2 and moving forward in our course. All right, so now our graded assignments are done. That's awesome. The last thing that's in the course schedule is to go through the APA resources. Now you'll see this listed a couple of times throughout this semester. APA is a way of citing your sources, okay? There's MLA, there's Chicago. Most high school students use MLA. We use APA because it's the scientific way of documenting your paraphrasing and documenting to say, hey, these weren't my ideas, or this quotation isn't mine, this came from somebody else. So it's giving credit where credit is due. I want you to go through each of these pages, okay? The longest one is going to be your APA references guide. Take your time with these, okay? You have a full week to complete all of this. So what I would do is either like kind of take it day by day, maybe do one on Monday, one on Tuesday, or chunk them and like have an APA day for yourself. Really what I want you to do is go through here so that you understand where to find the information, all right? And that you're able to kind of get a gist and a feeling for what APA is all about and what the expectation is going to be, okay? Again, for your for your paraphrasing assignment, you will need to know APA. So make sure that you go through that and use it as a reference throughout our entire semester, okay? So that's it, guys. That's week 1. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. There's always a little bit more, of course, in week 1 because we're just getting started, right? You've got to do the APA. That takes a little bit of time. The start here takes a little bit of time. And so make sure that you're planning your week accordingly, okay? The other thing that I would recommend doing is just clicking through. How much do I have to read? How long are these modules, right? How long is my ready? Remember that the ready is your lesson. So it's kind of like this is what your lecture would be if you were in class. So I would say, oh, look, plagiarism's a little bit long. Maybe I want to do that on a day where I'm, I don't have as much time and I can just focus on that one thing. So I would go through, I would take a look at each of the modules in week 1. And then again, read your information, make sure you digest it and understand it, look at the samples, look at the videos, do your assignment, and then move on to the next few pages, okay? All right, we're already at 12 minutes, and I already talked too long. I promise you that the next few videos will be a lot shorter. That's a big lie, but I'm going to try. Watch it on double speed if you need to. I won't be offended. But do watch the videos because I do give you some tidbits to kind of help you through. And just to remind you, that I'm here to help you. And, I'm here. I'm a human. I'm not just a bot kind of grading your papers. And I'm always willing to answer any questions that you might have. All right, everybody. That's week 1 for us. Week 1 of 10, we're gonna rock it and roll it, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. See you soon, guys.